I've never been good at expressing my feelings. It's something I've struggled with for as long as I can remember. Every time I try to open up, I feel vulnerable, foolish, like I'm exposing a part of myself that I've spent years trying to protect. But if there's one thing I've realized, it's that not expressing how I truly feel would be an even bigger mistake, especially when it comes to you. Because you can't begin to imagine just how much your love has healed me, how deeply it has touched parts of me I didn't even know were broken. I know there may have been times when it seemed like I was taking you for granted, and if that's how it felt, I am truly sorry. Please believe me when I say that was never my intention. The truth is, I didn't know how to handle being loved the way you loved me. I didn't know what to do with the kindness, the attention, the affection you so freely gave. I was overwhelmed by it, not because I didn't want it, but because I never believed I deserved it. I honestly don't know where I'd be without you. You were the light in a world I had grown used to seeing in shades of gray. Throughout my life, I often felt alone, even when surrounded by people. I was invisible, especially to those I wanted to be seen by the most. I tried everything to be good enough, to be worthy of love, to feel important, but nothing ever seemed to matter. Even my own family, the people who were supposed to love me unconditionally, often treated me like I didn't exist. I carried that emptiness with me for so long, convinced that I would always be overlooked, unheard, and unloved. Then I met you. You entered my life with a warmth I had never experienced before. You looked at me, truly looked at me, and saw someone worth loving. You gave me your full attention, your sincere care, and your time. You showed interest in my thoughts, my dreams, my struggles. You didn't just listen, you heard me. You believed in me even when I couldn't believe in myself. You encouraged me to grow, to push past my fears, to strive for the version of myself I'd always been afraid to become. You helped me realize I was capable, worthy, and more than enough. You showed me what real love looks like. Not just in words, but in actions. Your loving, gentle words soothed my soul. Your presence alone brought peace to the chaos that constantly swirled inside me. You filled my days with hope and gave me a sense of joy I never thought I'd find. Being with you made me feel like I was on top of the world. I felt like the luckiest person alive just to have you in my life. You made the impossible feel possible. You turned my dreams into reality just by being who you are, loving, patient, kind, and full of grace. In my darkest moments, when I felt like giving up, you were the one who reminded me to keep going. You became my strength when I had none. And yet, despite all of that, despite the way you loved me so deeply and so completely, I pushed you away. I left, not because I stopped loving you, but because I was afraid. Afraid that once you truly saw me, the broken, insecure, imperfect parts of me, you'd walk away. So I tried to leave before you could. I thought I was protecting myself from rejection, but all I did was break both of our hearts. And still, even after everything, I can feel your love lingering. It surrounds me in moments I least expect, when I hear a song you used to sing, or when something reminds me of your smile. The longing I feel for you is something I can't describe. It's powerful, painful, beautiful, and constant. A part of me still hopes that maybe, just maybe, you've forgiven me. That maybe your heart, despite the hurt I caused, still has room for me. I wonder if you could ever accept me back. I've thought so much about what I'd say to you if I had another chance. And honestly, this is it. I would tell you that I've never stopped loving you. I would tell you that I'm sorry for letting fear control me, for not trusting in the love you gave so freely. I would tell you that being loved by you was the most beautiful experience of my life, and that I would do anything to feel that love again. not because I need someone to save me, but because you inspired me to become someone who finally believes they are worth loving. You changed my life in more ways than I can ever repay. If nothing else, I want you to know this: I see you. I appreciate you. I carry the love you gave me like a light inside my heart, even now. Thank you for everything you were, everything you are, and everything you gave, even when I didn't know how to receive it. And if by some miracle, your heart still whispers my name, I will be here. Ready. Hoping. Grateful for another chance to love you the way you always deserved. Your partner has been carrying a heavy burden of guilt and regret over a decision they made, one that didn't turn out the way they thought it would. At the time, they had different expectations and ideas about the outcome, especially since the situation involved someone else. They believed they were making the right choice based on what seemed appealing or promising in the moment. But now, looking back, they see how wrong they were. The reality turned out to be the complete opposite of what they had imagined, and the consequences were more damaging than they anticipated. They've come to realize that things aren't always what they appear to be. Sometimes, what looks shiny or better on the surface can be deceptive. That experience taught them a hard lesson, that appearances can be misleading and that not everything that seems exciting or new leads to happiness. What they once saw as a potentially good opportunity ended up being confusing, emotionally draining, and ultimately not worth the cost. Now, your partner is filled with remorse, not just because things didn't go as planned, but because they know their choice affected you. They feel a deep sense of responsibility for any pain their decision caused. It haunts them that something they did may have hurt you or made you question the trust between you. They never wanted to let you down, and they're ashamed that their actions may have done just that. Because of this, they've taken a step back from the other person involved. They don't want anything to do with them anymore. They've chosen to keep their distance, not out of fear, but out of clarity and self-respect. In many ways, that other person was manipulating them, perhaps taking advantage of a moment of vulnerability or self-doubt. That individual may have been married or engaged, adding another layer of complication and guilt. Your partner now sees how they were being played, how their uncertainty and temporary lapse in confidence became tools that the other person used to control or influence them. Though your partner is usually the one who's confident, grounded, and in control, this experience shook them. They found themselves caught up in mind games, something they're not used to and never want to experience again. That control the other person had over them only lasted a short while, though. Eventually, your partner came to their senses and realized how far they had drifted from who they really are. They saw that the connection they thought they had with that person was superficial and unhealthy. What your partner now understands, more than ever, is the value of true love, the kind that is unconditional, supportive, and sincere. They know that nothing compares to the feeling of being genuinely loved and cared for by someone who sees them for who they truly are. You have been that person for them. Through everything, your love has remained a powerful force in their life. You've shown them what it means to love without conditions, to support someone even when they're struggling, and to care for them even when they feel unworthy. You've been a source of inspiration to them in love, and they look up to you for your strength, your patience, and your unwavering commitment. It's because of you that they've been able to reflect so deeply on their choices and recognize what really matters. You've helped them remember who they are at their core. While your partner has typically been someone who makes decisions with their head rather than their heart, this situation revealed the limitations of that approach. It showed them that logic alone doesn't always lead to the right answers. They now understand the importance of listening to their heart, especially when it comes to matters of love and trust. They never intended to hurt you, mislead you, or create distance between you. They've always had your best interest at heart, even when their actions didn't reflect it clearly. Now, they are working on healing, not just for themselves, but for the relationship you share. They want to rebuild that trust and show you that they are still the person who values, respects, and loves you deeply. They want to be worthy of your love again and prove that they've learned from their mistakes. They understand that apologies aren't always enough, but they're committed to making things right with you, step by step. At the end of it all, they want you to know how much you mean to them. You are not only their partner but their compass, the one who reminds them of what love is supposed to be. You've been a light during their darkest moments, and they are endlessly grateful for that. Whatever lies ahead, they hope it will be something you face together, with renewed trust and a deeper understanding of each other.